All right, we're going to jump straight in, no messing around. If you're a business owner and you've ever thought about using a consultant to get a government subsidy, you need to listen up. Because there's a really dangerous and widespread scam out there that's costing companies a fortune.
So let's start with this number, 1.9 billion yen. That's, what, almost 12 million US dollars? Now this isn't the amount of money being handed out. Oh no. This is the staggering amount that Japanese businesses have had to pay back after getting tangled up in these fraudulent schemes.
And this number? 178. That's how many companies have been publicly named and shamed by the government for their involvement. And look, we're not talking about a bunch of crooks here. Most of these are small and medium-sized businesses, probably a lot like yours, who are just completely duped by consultants promising them the world.
And this right here, this is the lie where it all begins. The phrase, effectively zero cost. It's the hook. It's the deceptive promise these consultants use to lure you into a trap, making it sound like they can get you a subsidy that won't cost you a single penny out of pocket. But as you're about to see, that promise, it comes with some incredibly heavy strings attached.
So how in the world do they actually pull this off? Let's get into it. We're going to break down the mechanics of the most common and, frankly, the most malicious schemes these folks use to game the system and exploit their own clients.
The number one scam we see time and again unfolds in 4 pretty simple steps. First, the consultant comes in hot with a guaranteed promise to get you the subsidy. Then, here's the move. They have your company pay a crazy inflated invoice to some partner company for a fake service, like a training program that never happens. That partner then secretly kicks back most of that cash to the consultant. See? For you, it looks like a zero-cost deal. But it all falls apart when the government shows up for the post-award audit. And trust me, they always do.
And that kickback scheme is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a bunch of other red flags you gotta watch for. Like consultants who demand thousands of dollars in high upfront fees before they've even lifted a finger. Or the ones who claim these bogus 90% approval rates, which is just impossible, right? The government makes the final call. Also, be really wary of anyone who suggests you, fudge the numbers or alter facts on your paperwork. Or a consultant who just uses some generic cookie-cutter template for your application. That's a recipe for rejection.
So you have to ask yourself, why is this so rampant? How can these consultants operate so freely and scam so many people? Well, it turns out the problem lies within the very system that was designed to help businesses in the first place.
You basically got these 4 core flaws that create the perfect storm for fraud. First, the subsidy rules themselves are just incredibly complex and confusing, so business owners feel like they have to hire help. This creates a huge information gap where it's tough to tell the good guys from the bad guys. Then, you add in the success fee model where a consultant only gets paid big if you win. Well, that just incentivizes them to win at any cost, even if it means breaking the law.
Okay, so let's talk about the fallout. What actually happens when a business gets caught in one of these schemes? The consequences are severe. I mean, we're talking about way more than just giving the money back. The penalties are designed to be a powerful and very public warning to everyone else.
The inevitable always happens. The government audit team eventually shows up. They check your payroll, your attendance records, the work that was supposedly done, and they find the discrepancies. So what happens next? Well, the hammer comes down, and it comes down hard.
First, you have to repay every single yen of the subsidy, plus hefty fines and interest on top of that. Then your company gets blacklisted. You're banned from receiving any government subsidies for up to 5 years. After that, your company's name gets published on a government website for the whole world to see. And in the most serious cases, yeah, you could be looking at actual criminal charges. It's a nightmare.
All right, that was all pretty grim. But here's the good news. You absolutely can protect your business from this. It all comes down to being smart, knowing what to look for, and knowing what to demand from any consultant you even think about hiring. This really requires a huge shift in your mindset. See, the goal isn't just to get the paperwork approved. The real goal is to design a project that is audit-proof from day one, so that every document, every activity, every single detail can stand up to intense scrutiny down the road.
So how do you do that? Here's a practical 5-point checklist you can use. Number 1, if any consultant guarantees success, walk away immediately. 2, demand a crystal clear contract that spells out every single deliverable, deadline, and responsibility. 3, make them disclose any financial ties they have with other vendors. This is how you sniff out those potential kickback schemes. And finally, 4 and 5 are all about your defense. Create a bulletproof system for saving every document for that future audit, and get a second opinion from someone you already trust, like your accountant.
So what's the big takeaway here? It all comes back to this one single idea. The only strategy that is truly going to protect your business from becoming another statistic is to shift your thinking. Stop trying to design something that just passes the paperwork. You have to build a plan that is designed from the ground up to survive the audit, because that audit is coming. The only question is, will your business be ready for that scrutiny?